Hey YouTube, it's Paul. I'm just checking in with you. A couple things I wanted to help you with. I'm not going to go through all the maintenance that I do on the bike, but it's because there's 100 videos on it. But I pretty much buy all the factory stuff. I get it at Rocky Mountain ATV. I order it one day, and the next day the parts are all there, and so I get my oil filter, rings, lubes for the front and rear end, the oil, and my air filter. A service at the dealership's about $450 for this service. I'm gonna go ahead and change the belt on this one too. So I mean, and if I did all that at the dealer, it'd probably be around $700. So then I could probably do it all myself for around $250 with the belt. But the big reason I'm here today is I want to show you this system. So I ordered this system, and this is a catch can. So I ordered this one from Whalen Speed, and it supposedly fits the bike. So they give you, it looks like a couple brackets and a zip tie, and this bracket goes here. I ordered the dust cover right here. And what this does is supposedly is it keeps your turbo clean, and it keeps your intercooler clean. It keeps all the oil and junk that comes out of your crankcase that goes up into your intake, and this keeps it out of here. Supposedly it gives you about 4 more horsepower. But the big thing I did it for is for the maintenance on the turbo and the intercooler, just keeping those parts clean and keeping all the oil and junk out of them that you really don't want in them. So I've been watching a couple YouTube videos on it. Seems like it's going to be pretty easy. I bought the mud kit, so mine will mount right here. And what I have to do here is I have to go into here, and on the back side of the filter right here, this hose right here is the one that I have to get to. Oops, couldn't see that very well. Now we can see. So on the other side of this air box right here, you can see this line right here. This line right here, and it just takes a Phillips screwdriver, and see that I'm on the other side of the air box. Now this, if you trace that line right there, that would go down into the crankcase on the other side of the engine. So supposedly I unscrew that, and then I'll put a plug. They give you a plug that goes on the end of this right here. I'll put the plug on the end of there, and then I'll run that piece of hose they give me will run right up into here, and then supposedly it'll run right out of here, out of that hole right there, and then I'll mount it right here. So I'll put it on there and I'll let you know how it goes. All right, so you can get a much better view here. I removed this hose this intake right here, and then this is it right here. That's the hose that I'll disconnect that, and then I'll route that up to where I'm starting to mount the catch can. One thing I did have to do is move the shock all the way forward, and that allowed for the catch can to get on here and still keep my cover, or keep my storage case. So pulling this off of here and just seeing the oil right there, I mean, that's what they're talking about right there, that oil. And this is the piece that comes into the air rail, and you can just see the oil on it. And so that's what this catch can is supposed to catch that oil and not let it go into your intake. So I've installed the plug onto the intake, on the intake side, and then we'll just put this back in, and then that's done, and all I gotta do is route the hose. So a couple things. I'm done with the installation. I'll let you know how the catch can works out. Again, I had to move the shock forward all the way so it didn't hit I could drain it right here, so it doesn't hit my storage box right here. But it wasn't too bad at installing it. The one thing that I don't like that they sent from the factory is the hose, the actual hose. that they sent. It didn't go on to the pipe well. I'll get a couple hose clamps and put it on here, but it's real difficult to get that up in there, even though I lubed it really, really well. So if it would have been a hose like this, it'd have been much better, and I may replace that. It's just a 1 foot piece of hose, but it all kind of just fell into place, and I'll let you know. I mean, if I get more horsepower out of it, and every horsepower, all the horsepower you can get in the sand counts. So, especially when you're not running paddles. So we'll see. We'll see if it helps. That's not really the reason I bought it. I bought it more for the servicing, you know, the life of my turbo and my intercooler. So today I did everything. I changed all the fluids. I greased it. Just getting ready for St. Anthony's and basically the summer. So I've got 1,400 and about 50 miles on it now. And we've been out now. One of our friends bought the turbo new Razor S, and we put them side by side. We'll do a little video with it so you guys can see them. It's definitely taller. It is definitely a beast compared to this thing, but I still, if you're gonna ride the sand, this is still the car, in my opinion. So quick recap. Did a lot today to the bike. If I had to compare this service compared to the Razor, I would say the Razor seemed a little bit easier, but it wasn't bad. The X3, if you have the right funnels, changing the engine oil was probably the hardest thing to do on this thing. The front end and rear end, super easy. Got a lot of maintenance done on it today, getting ready for St. Anthony's sand dunes. And we did a tire video talking about tire pressure. So I'm gonna go put it back in the toy hauler, and I'll send you guys some videos from St. Anthony's. Thanks, YouTube. Like and subscribe if you like the info that you're getting. Thanks, bye.